All right, thank you so much again for joining me for part two in this multi-part series talking about the origins of me with EMMURE and kind of the timeline going along from A pretty much to Z from what I can explain in these quick videos to give you guys a little more insight on some cool stuff and facts and things maybe that I never talked about during interviews or that we never brought up. So stay tuned. All right, so to reiterate from where we left off last time, we discussed the timeline for me joining the band all the way kind of sailing on into the point of when we were starting to do shows, doing tours, really started to get momentum going, having the family, having the friends help, selling tickets for shows, all the good stuff that you heard in the first video. And I might include, just to kind of recap on the first video, we had made a lot of good friends from doing these shows, a lot, too many to name, a lot of bands that were doing the local scene. We were doing it with them. We met a lot of good people that printed t-shirts and made good ideas and logos, and that really helped us kind of bud because they helped us make really, really amazing t-shirts that were funny and memorable, and we did pretty good selling merch, and that helped us really keep it going and do these weekend tours and kind of just keep the ball moving forward for us at that time. So shout out to all you guys. We really appreciate your friendship and your help making it happen for us. All right, so moving forward on where I left off in the first video, basically we were at the point where we recorded the first EP on our own funding. Nobody paid for it, to my recollection. I think we paid out of pocket to Antoine in the studio and made it happen. And then at that point, we're kind of shopping it around, doing everything we can to just try to get it in people's hands. And we weren't having much luck with record labels. We tried all of our favorite bands like Glass Casket, we tried Abacus Records, we tried Ferret, we loved all the Ferret bands, Trustkill. We didn't have that sound, I guess. I don't know. Respect to all those guys that run the labels and all the bands in those labels, they just didn't really maybe see it in us. And I can't blame it. It's a big risk to sign any band. So at that point, we were kind of feeling a little desperate. At the time, I was working at a deli, right, just trying to make ends meet. And this is in Bayside, Queens, New York. And I happened to overhear this guy talking to my friend, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm the vice president of Sony Red Distribution. And I stopped what I was doing. I was like, whoa, I gotta talk to you, man. So I gave him the EP and our demos, and I talked to him. I said, look, we're really trying to do it. We're out there, we're playing shows in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey. We're going down to DC. We're doing everything we can to make this happen. Can you do anything for us? He's like, all right, I'll check it out. His name is Alan Becker, great guy. Haven't seen him in a while, but he was a key part in all this. So fast forward, I get a call from Alan. Alan's like, this stuff is heavy, it's ferocious, I love it. Come down to my office in Manhattan, you and Frank, let's hang out, let's talk. We'll call a couple of record labels and get them on the phone. And at this point, I was almost in tears. I was like, yo, we did it. We are going to get signed. So we go down to the city, we go to take the train, we go in there, we go up to meet Alan. It was we went in his office, saw all these platinum records and just all CDs everywhere. It was just a crazy experience. He was super nice, super kind guy. And he called a lot of these record labels, and he literally played the intro to the Complete Guide to Needlework on the phone. He's like, listen to this, you gotta hear this. Like, he was hyped up for us. And again, I love and appreciate him so much. We called a few labels, he left some messages, he spoke to some people, and we felt pretty confident, pretty promising. We felt there was a promise, rather, that we were going to get signed at this point, that this is gonna be it. We got this guy from Sony Red Distribution vouching for us. We're doing the shows, we're out there. We're on MySpace top 8 friends, if you guys remember that. That was a thing. We were on Suicide Silence, All Shall Perish. We were friends with all these bigger bands at the time, and we really thought we had momentum. Never heard a peep, never got a call, no labels contacted us. And then that's when Josh from This City's Burning out in California, he reached out to us, and we were talking with him, and not that at all he was like a second, all right, whatever, this is just what we're gonna do. We thought about it, he thought we had to offer us, it was great. We're like, you know what, this could be really a good thing. So we planned on going to California to go sign some paperwork with him and get the ball rolling and do the thing, and leave for a little tour. I believe, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I get an email while I'm in Connecticut, while we're practicing, and it's from Tony Brummel, the owner of Victory Records, as some of you might know. I thought it was a fake email. I was like, this is not real. There's no way this is actually happening. And it was an email saying, pretty much, I wish I could find it and show you guys. Basically, hey, I want you guys to come do a showcase, bring 5 of your best songs, and let's go. Come and play your 5 best songs for me in a little studio in Chicago. on this day, yes or no? And it was like, I told the guys, I'm like, I think this is real. We literally packed up that moment. We got in the van, we got whatever money we could together, canceled whatever days of work we had, and we trucked it over to Chicago. So at that point, we were on our way out to Chicago, and I was like, look, we got to talk to Josh. He's been super nice to us, ready to help sign us and do the whole thing. And now all of a sudden, this is in the way. So it was a very, like many conversations in the industry, it was a very, very difficult conversation. Josh took it very, very well. Great guy. He's like, cool, let's try to figure it out where I could still put out the EP and you can move forward and sign Victory if that's going to actually happen, and do your records move forward with them. And I was like, absolutely, we'll make sure that that's in the in the deal. So we didn't know what was going to happen. So we left Connecticut, drive straight to Chicago, taking turns. We don't stop. We just stop at gas stations. We end up at a McDonald's the night before we had to do the showcase. Not making this up. This is not a joke. It was in the worst part of Chicago where the office is. If any of you know or have heard the stories about how bad, there's bad parts in every city, but where the Victory office was, right near there, was awful. We had no money for a hotel. We were just out of gas, barely could put this together. And then we slept in the McDonald's parking lot. People were knocking on the door, trying to, asking us for money. We had to hang up towels. We had fake shower curtain rods, I think we had up. So we put towels and just so we could sleep at night while we were driving. It was dark in there, or in the morning when we wake up in the van. So we lucked out. We didn't get broken into. Nothing happened to the van. We woke up in poor shape, and then we made our way over to this studio, and it was open. I don't think there was anybody there. Maybe just the sound engineer was there. It was very quiet. It was very, very cold in there, so it was very nerve-wracking. We set up all of our equipment. We discussed what we're going to do, and we just did what we've been practicing. And we're waiting on stage, literally, a couple of minutes past the time. Tony walks in with 3 or 4 other people. I think 5 people walked in total. Walk up. We're on stage. They walk up probably about 20 feet in front of the stage. And Tony's like, all right, EMMURE, let's hear 5 of your best songs. Let's do it. Let's go. I love it. Very, energetic attitude as he has. We played 5 songs. We did, the most guitar throws, the most we could do. I hurt my back the most. Double guitar throws. Anything we could do. We played a song or 2. I think one song that was not on the EP, a newer song we were getting ready to record for whatever. And then we finished the set. We were sweating in this cold ass place. And he just basically walked up to the stage, was like, guys, that was great. I'm going to offer you a contract. I'll have it together and I'll give you an email tomorrow morning, Jesse. All right, we'll see you. Be safe. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, we're going to do this. Victory Records, has all these bands, huge bands, whether it's emo or hardcore or this or that, or All Out War or Hatebreed or Hawthorne Heights, Thursday. It just was crazy running through my head. To rewind a little bit, our friends in Enwell, the band Enwell, they just signed a Victory a few months before that. So I think what ended up happening was through them, somebody kind of got word of us and heard the EP and then was like, hey, Tony, check this out. So that's ultimately how that ended up getting into his lap. And we called our parents crying. We were like, yo, this really happened. We're going to get signed to a pretty big label that's going to take care of us. And, it's a lot. It was a lot to take in. So at that point we go, okay, now we got to get to California. Mom, we just signed a record label deal. Can you send us $200? That's what the grind is, man. And a lot of people don't get it or don't know that if it's not given to you, you have to take it. You have to do anything you can to make it happen. And we did. We all just pleased to our parents, begged for a little bit more money. And we made it out to California. We stayed with Josh for about a week while we negotiated the contract. We did 4 records for the first deal. That was the first 4 CDs we did. And it was just an exciting time. We hung out in Newport Beach, California, and just ran around like crazy, ate a ton of In-N-Out, and negotiated this contract. Then we started a little tour, and then, the rest is history, as they say. All right, well, that's a wrap on part 2 of this series of videos that I'm doing. I appreciate you all again. Tell your friends to subscribe, like these videos, leave the comments. It's been so much fun so far. Basically, a lot of this video was the summation of us doing the Victory Record deal and leading up to it and all the work we put in. And as they say, it takes a village, and our family helping out, and friends and promoters and anybody, people that made logos for us. So moving forward, on the next video, we'll talk about albums, 1, 2, 3, 4, moving forward. Sean Keith getting involved with us, the member changes, anything I can kind of think of to basically go over that, you know, haven't really talked about in just your AP Magazine interviews or anything else that we've done in the past. So I'm just trying to dig in between the lines and give you guys some good content. So leave some comments on what you want to see, I guess, coming up in the third video, moving forward from the first album, Goodbye to the Gallows, on, and I'll do my best. So have a great weekend. Peace.